So the example is the family commiserated with her after the loss of her old and faithful dog. Okay, the family commiserated with her after the loss of her old and faithful dog. And the synonyms are feel sorry for or empathise. So commiserate. Can you think of a word for a sentence with commiserating?
Wait, let me just write the example.
The family commiserated with her after the loss of her old and faithful dog. And now let's think of a word with commiserate in our own sentence. It means feel sorry for or empathise.
She commiserated with a friend who had lost her cat.
Yes, so she commiserated with her friend who had lost her cat. Yes, so write that down. So that's your own version of commiserate. So that's quite an useful word, isn't it?
Yeah.
Commiserate. Commiserating. I commiserated with my friend who had lost her mother through COVID. Oof. Yes. Okay, so commiserate, powerful word. So the next one we're going to look at is enjoin. So enjoin, do you know what enjoin means? I enjoined them to stop spending so much money or to face the consequences. I enjoined her.
Made sure. Made sure.
Yes, and how do you spell it?
I spelled it ENJOIN.
Yeah, so enjoin means to direct or order, to prescribe a course of action. So doctors could enjoin you to take a course of medicine. Enjoin means in an authoritative way or to prohibit. So the synonyms are bid, charge, command, and adjure from it's a legal term, adjure. Bid, charge, command, and adjure. Um, so it's telling or directing or ordering. So can you think of a sentence that uses that? I enjoined her to stop taking drugs.
The doctor enjoined me to.
You could say they enjoined, okay, we could say with the COVID, they enjoined us to stop going out for up to 5 months.
Was it 5 months?
Well, February, March, April, May, June, July. Well, yeah, it depends, doesn't it? But yeah, we were enjoined by the government to wear masks. So you give me one now. Think of one using enjoined. I just read an article about Australia just now, and a whole apartment building has been enjoined to lock down. Yes, the government has enjoined the entire building to lock down, and I think there's 3,000 families in this building block, this block of flats. So they've been enjoined by the government. It's quite a strong word, enjoined. Can you give me a bid, charge, command? Yeah, it's a strong word, enjoined.
The officer enjoined the army to take over the land.
You can say the government enjoined the army to take over the land. That would make more sense, wouldn't it? Okay, we'll do two more words and then we'll stop. Expedite. Uh, The pleasant background music did not expedite my work, but instead distracted me. What does expedite mean?
Improve.
Yeah, it sort of is to make easy, cause to progress faster. So you often use it for journeys. My British passport expedited my journey through Europe before Brexit. My British passport expedited my journey through Europe before Brexit. So expedite is to make easy, accelerate, facilitate, speed up. Expedite, expedite. Can you give me a sentence with expediting?
Um, so
The pleasant background music did not expedite my work, but instead distracted me. My journey was expedited by my quarantine papers that proved that I didn't have the virus.
there you go.
So, what have you written?
Masterpiece. My geography project was expedited thanks to copy and paste.
My geography project was expedited thanks to copy and paste. Yeah, yeah. Okay, and our final one. Actually, no, we'll have to do two more because I quite like the other one just for the fun of it. Expiate, to make amends, to make up for, to avert. They see more than
How do you
will.
spell it?
Expiate. They seem more than willing to expiate their guilt by whatever means necessary. So,
Desperate.
so expiate. They seem more than willing to expiate, to make up for, to avert. Yeah. So they basically want to redeem. It's about redemption, make amends for, atone, make reparation. So if you get some criminals who want to I don't know, who steal an old lady's purse and they realise that they've done wrong, they go and do her garden. They're actually, they seem more than willing to expiate their guilt by whatever means necessary. Can you give me another one? Expiate?
Um, she expiated with the lost money at the bank.
It doesn't make sense.
True.
It does actually. You see, expiate means to make amends for, but yeah, you can easily get it mixed up with other words. So have another go.
Um,
I was expiated by my. I was expiated.
she right. So she expiated her father's loss by putting a picture of him in her bedroom.
Good. That's excellent. That's a good idea. Yeah. She expiated, made up for, averted, redeemed her father's loss by putting a picture up in her bedroom. Or you could have something like she expiated her father's loss and the fact that she didn't get on with him by putting a picture up in her bedroom after his death. Yeah? It's quite a strong word, expiate. It means redeem, make amends for. And the final word we're going to look at today is ferment, which is a nice, easy word. What does ferment mean?
Ferment. It's to is it like soil or something like that?
Right, excellent. Well, it's a good word, ferment. So the apple's fermented, which means that they go off and they turn to alcohol, basically, and they start bubbling. All right. So it's actually fermenting is when a fruit goes off and lays in the ground and starts to ferment. Turns to alcohol then. So it's actually almost metaphorical. It means a state of great excitement or agitation or turbulence. To work yourself into such a state, ferment, or to produce alcohol by chemical a reaction, basically. Okay, and that's when a fruit ferments and it creates alcohol. So here's an example. Caught in the ferment of revolution, the young men enlisted with the local militias. So ferment is literally we ferment apples to make cider. Okay, we ferment plums to make rakia or brandy. So if left for a time, cider will eventually ferment. Will it? I thought apples ferment to make cider. Anyway, yeah, maybe it'll ferment again. I don't know. Anyway, so synonyms: commotion, turmoil, unrest. Antonyms: peace and quiet, tranquility, placidity. So it's the opposite of placidity or tranquility, fermentation. Fermentation, which means bubbling away to make agitation or turbulence or alcohol, to work yourself into a state. So, can you give me a sentence for ferment?
So would it make sense if you said the apple's fermented into beer?
Well, not into beer, into cider. Yeah, yeah, I think so. Yeah, the apple's fermented into cider. Yeah, I think you can use it metaphorical. I was fermenting a fabulous plan.
Oh
I was fermenting a fabulous plan. So it means that you're brewing it and you're putting lots of energy into it. I was fermenting a fabulous plan to leave the country and start up a yoga retreat in the middle of nowhere. I was fermenting a plan to abandon the UK. I'm always fermenting a plan. It's my favourite. It's probably why I like the word ferment. It's a great word. Give me another word of ferment.
okay. Um.
You ferment things quite a lot. You're always brewing things and mixing them up and planning on naughtiness, aren't you? Am I correct?
What?
Yeah, I think you ferment things. You ferment plans, don't you? I think most people do.
Yeah.
Go on, then give me a use of ferment. I think that's actually the most useful word in all of the ones we've done, personally.
Um I fermented my history plan so I was prepared for tomorrow's essay. I know it's a beautiful sentence.
It doesn't quite work, that. Hang on.
Anyway,
Okay, what you could have is I fermented a secret plan to escape the lockdown when my mother was actually at the shop. Yeah? Fermenting is quite a strong word. Notice it's a state of great excitement, agitation, or turbulence. You wouldn't really get fermenting about a bit of history homework, although, unless you were going to have some dastardly little Roald Dahl type plan around it. Okay. You wouldn't really ferment that around history homework. A state of great excitement, agitation, or turbulence. You're more likely to ferment a plan to escape the house when your mother went shopping during lockdown. That would be more what you're doing, yeah. So you're collecting together all sorts of connections and ideas and text messages and I don't know, um, an outfit to get out with, yeah.
yeah.
So ferment. Give me another one, and just one more with ferment on.
Minister fermented big plans for the lockdown to relax.
Oh, yeah, the government was fomenting big plans for the lockdown to relax and release everyone back into COVID world. The government was fomenting horrible plans to end the lockdown because they were trying to protect the economy. Yeah, fomenting is a good word. Okay, so there's some words there that will, if you use them in your writing, it will make you look really very clever. Okay, and they're enormously sophisticated words. They're coming from the Latin or the Greek root, and they will give you a head start if you use them. Okay, people will be very, very impressed. So try and use some of these words. We'll just read them through again. Abominate, acculturation, adventitious, ascribe, circuitous, commiserate, enjoin, expedite, expiate, and ferment. And to just go back over, abominate means to have an intense dislike or hatred for something. I abominate cruelty. Acculturation means the modification of social patterns. Every immigrant group newly arrived in another country goes through a slow process of adaptation or acculturation. Adventitious, resulting from chance rather than inherent cause. It was no adventitious meeting that led to their writing songs together, for in fact they were cousin. So it wasn't accidental, fortuitous, incidental, or extrinsic. It was, it was actually
Yeah.
they were married. I mean, sorry, they were related. Ascribe, to assign or refer to as a cause or source. So you may ascribe those holes to gophers or owls, but I blame the dog from next door. It means to attribute or credit or impute.
Yeah.
Circuitous, roundabout, not direct. That's also a nice word. I followed a circuitous path through the woods, not because I feared pursuit, but because I was lost. Indirect, meandering, winding. And commiserate is also a useful word. To sympathise with, have pity or sorrow for, share a feeling of distress. The family commiserated with her after the loss of her old and faithful dog. It means to feel sorry for or empathise. And if you have no sympathy, to feel no sympathy is the antonym of commiserate. All right, good words. Some really good words in there. Make sure you use them.